Okay, so our first problem and scenario that we have that I want us to talk about is for this case scenario, we have it's long-term care. We have a facility that has 40 residents. That facility has 40 residents. Not a lot of not a lot of full-time staff. So we, or they, or whoever, say we, just for the scenario, are using agency. So, as a director of nursing, this is usually a big problem between the director of nursing and the administrator or even the uppers. Let's just say you have 40 residents, you can't find anybody, no one wants to pick up PRN. However, you only have one CNA scheduled for first shift, one CNA scheduled for second shift. My questions are, should the DON come in to work? If you have leadership staff, let's just say for this case scenario, you have a wound care nurse, you have an MDS, and you have a unit manager and the director of nursing. Should they come into work? My other question is, or a little bit of information pertaining to the case scenario, is that the MDS is an RN, wound care / infection control is an RN, the unit manager is an LPN, and the director of nursing is an RN. So the nurses also are on call. Should a nurse call out, they have a call rotation for nurses, and then the RNs have a call rotation for RN coverage, because in long-term care facilities we have to have 8 hours of RN coverage 7 days a week. So in the event we have an LPN or CMAs, which is pretty much medication techs in the building, you still have to have RN for 8 hours 7 days a week. So they are also in that rotation. I want to know, as a community or as staff, however way you're viewing in, what do you think should be the solution to that problem? Even if it includes, because my thing is, should they allow more agency to come into the building? Should they allow contract? So related to this case study is, or this scenario, is that the administrator says we have no bonuses. We can't offer any bonuses. That is it. When asked to do a contract to get a couple CNAs in, that administrator said, no, we're not going to do a contract because the rate, even though the rate, let's just say, is universal across all the agencies that they're using, but they're using the extenuating rate, which is a little higher than the regular rate, versus signing up PRN versus signing a contract locking the CNA in to this or whatever particular facility. So, recap, case scenario is 40-bed facility. We only have one CNA scheduled for first shift and second shift. Can't get anybody to pick it up through agency. Agency will allow contracts. The rate is a little higher, 1.5% a little higher, to block these CNAs in. What should we do? Should the DON cover it? Should the nursing staff cover it, even though they have call for nursing staff? Should they be on call for CNAs? Should the DON cover it? Should we press it with the administrator? How should the administrator handle it? What do we do? Because the issue is, I also want us to point out, somebody's not going to get fed. Somebody's not going to get turned. Someone is not going to get the care they need when you have 40 residents and only one CNA in the building. And even though you have 2 nurses, they have med pass. Med pass on day shift is usually between at 9 o'clock med pass, a 12 and a 1 o'clock. Then you have second shift. They have a med pass at 5 and 9. And third shift has a med pass that's usually not until 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're talking about, for this scenario, second shift and third shift. I also want to add this in, is that if you start making nurses help out the CNAs, which I think they definitely should, but however, if it becomes a routine or something they have to do every night, do you think they will quit? Do you think they should be made to do that? Do you think that making them do that will allow the facility not reach out and get the quality help that the residents need? There's so much that can ripple effect from this situation. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. I want to hear, what do you think the problem is, how to fix the problem, and what should we do? What's the perspective? from staff? What's the perspective even from family members who may have been in this situation, or residents who are in this situation? So I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Please comment so we can all as a community come together and talk about this scenario. Thank you so much.